Okay. All right, no issues. So now we have identified which version we are working with. 2018 may not be Sandeep. It might be 2016 or 2019 or 2021 or Office 365. So kindly check that. If you're working with Mac, then might be the version would be like that. All right, so I'm taking over here. Now, the moment we go for our Excel, of course, it's not an alien tool for us. We have been working in Excel since ages. Since our college days, we have been working with that. But what we are here on, why we are here, and what we are going to learn is nothing but only four things. Only four things. What is that? How to save our turnaround time. First. Second, how to increase our productivity and efficiency while working in Excel. Third, how to avoid the duplication of work. Fourth, how to reduce the human errors. So whatever the things we are going to discuss in this 16 hours, it is based on all this in these four pillars. Okay, so let's start working with that now. Kindly go to our sample case studies folder, people, and over there you have a file called corporate case studies. The file name is corporate case studies. Please open that. So when you open the file, you'll be finding you are landed up with the cover page. There is a next button. You can click on the next button and it will take you to the sheet name called Business Maths. Okay. So please confirm you all got this sheet open on the screen. File name, corporate case studies, sheet name, Business Maths. No need to write a complete text. Just use the keywords Y for yes, D for done. That's enough. No need to take a pain of writing the entire text. Okay. So this is how we are going to communicate. As I told you, I'll be keep on asking. So that will be making a assurance over here that you are with me and we are all are in equal page. If at all anything is missing, I will definitely help you out. So now coming to the business maths, there are so many data over here. Now let me give a background story of this data, what we have created. In our routine activities, friends, we deal with a lot of basic calculations in Excel, like the addition, subtractions, multiplication, and divisions. A lot of time we do. But the problem is we spend a lot of time for doing the same, though it is a basic calculations. And why is it like that? The reason of the mindset. We have made a mindset that though it is a basic calculation, but this is how we have to deliver. That is the practice we have developed in ourselves. So we have collected few samples of the basic examples in our routine activities, though it is a basic calculation, how to do it differently, how to make some improvements in our style, and how to save our time. This is what we are going to discuss. So let's focus with the first example. We have got a product and values, you can see. Now suppose say somebody from the purchase team, he came and asked me, Prabhas, I want to purchase 3 products. What are they? A, B, C, X, Y, Z, anything you take it. Suppose I'm taking this A, B, C. So A of 1000, B of 12, C of 20. I need to purchase, he said. Okay. Now what I did, I inquired with the vendor for the rates, and vendor has given the rates A of 1 rupee each, B of 20 rupees each, C of 10 rupees each. Now I have approached to my finance team to get a check for purchasing all these 3 products of said quantities. Now my account or finance team, they asked a question in return. What is that? There was how much amount of check you need so that I can issue a check in favor of the vendor's name. So to answer my finance team, what we do, we go back to our data, we create a column and we go for simple formula, quantity multiply with rate. And once I go for this, then finally, when I go for the total, I could realize I should collect a check amount of 1,440 rupees from my finance team. Then only I can purchase all these 3 set products. All right. This is what the practice we have. This is what we do to answer this, the story, whatever we discussed. Do you agree with me, people? Isn't it? This is what the practice we have. If somebody is asking the question like this. What is the total amount you need? This is the formula we applied. Now, there is nothing wrong. Whatever we are doing is absolutely right. But let us analyze the same situation. Our requirement is lying only in this cell. What is the point of getting all these three? No idea. We are helpless. Unless and until we get all these three values, this total cannot be achieved. And that forced us to bring all these values. So this is the place where we are consuming a lot of time, which is really unwanted. And creating an external column, adding so many formulas, again, file size is also getting heavy. So can you see the impact? Unwantedly, what are things are happening in and around? So this is where I have to make some improvements on this. So what kind of improvement we should do over here? Let's discuss. See, no need to do anything, just focus for 1 minute. I have a total cost, cell one over here. You can see I have kept it for you. There we have to go and type is equal to, there is a formula in our Excel naming called sum product. What is that? Sum product. It's a very powerful formula. Since 1985 till 2021, this formula is still there and does a lot of things for us. So what it demands, basically, it's called as a technically array formula. So if you look at what it demands me, array one. So in our data, what is the first array, first column? Quantity. So all the quantity variables I have taken as our array one. Now comma, array two. So in our case, what is the second column data we have? Rate per unit. So I have taken rate per unit two. And when I took this, two arrays we have taken, two arrays we had, and the moment I hit enter, can I see the same result? So this is how you can notice, even though I have got 1,000 records, a simple formula is going to do the job for me. I don't need to go and create an external column to get my job done. So this is where we have to make some improvements, and this is how the sum product helps me. So please give it a try. Any difficulties, do let me know.
Hi Prabhas, this is Manisha here.
Yeah, Manisha.
Prabhas, I'm facing issues. I don't know how to do this. Could you show me once again, please?
See, you have to just type is equal to sum product, the formula. It will show the instructions like array one. So in our data, first column is the quantity. So I'll be taking the quantity variables, not the column headers. Then comma array two. So I can go for rate per unit. So these are the two columns I have to define as two different arrays. And the moment I hit enter, I'll be getting the result.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So Sridhar and Ria, they have confirmed it is done. How about the others? Anybody is facing any challenge, any queries, feel free to ask. Don't skip these things.
So if I can hear me.
Yeah, Sandeep.
Yeah, so maybe I'm just asking it quick. If I want to apply this, if I'm going to keep adding rows with additional data for the column E and F, will that formula still be applicable for the new data that I'm going to enter, or how will I apply the same formula?
See, if that is the case, then what you need to do, suppose you believe, okay, tomorrow I'll keep on adding the data or appending the data in the column wise. Okay. So what is the best thing you can do? You can convert your data into table. Like you can select, you can go to home and you convert your data into table by format as table, you can use. So ultimately, what will be happening whenever you append your data? Now, suppose I take an example. I'm doing the same over here.
Okay.
I'm just showing, since you have asked, immediately I'll showing that over here. Okay, so I'll go for Control T. Now, suppose say I have taken a formula subtotal, I mean sum product. So when I go for sum product over here, I have taken this array. Okay, now again, I'll be taking this array. So I got the result. Now tomorrow, suppose say I type it over here 3 and over here rate is of 4. So ultimately my result will be changing. Can you see that?
Correct. So you have to convert that into a table.
Yes, yes. So automatically the range will be keep updating whenever you append your data.
Yeah, can you just show me again just how did you kind of add that table, add it to a table?
Select your data, going to home and format as table. Take any of the style.
Okay.
Then you go and apply your formula. And when you add your data in the bottom, it will automatically get updated.
Okay.
Right. Welcome. All right, friends. So I believe everybody has done with our sum product formula, how it works, that we have understood. So unwantedly, this kind of whatever the time we are spending or additionally creating the column, increasing the file size, we can avoid that. Now coming to the next is called vendor evaluation. So we are going to discuss something on this first, a bit of theory. Like any industry, wherever you are working with, or any organizations, wherever you are working with, what happens, our purchase system says that if you are relying upon with a single source of supply for any product, then you are running your business with very high risk. So what is the most suggested options, or what is the most advised option, or what our SOP says in our purchase department, that any product, whenever you are purchasing, you should go for minimum 3 competitive quotes, and we name it as L1, L2, L3. So here we have a prices column. Now, if I ask you, please look at the data and let me know what would be my L1 price. L1 means the lowest one. What would be my lowest price or L1 price? Anybody? In this prices column, what would be my L1 price? $87, right? What would be L2? Second lowest. What would be the second lowest in the same prices column? It's about 99.2. Very good. What would be our L3? Ajit, just check it out, please. L3. 103.2. Absolutely. So this is what basically we have got L1, L2, L3 prices. Since we have got maximum 7 to 8 data items we got over here, very easily we could find out the result over here, isn't it? Now just take a situation. When you open the file, there are 1,000 entries like this, 1,000 entries like this. And if I ask you to do the same job, finding L1, L2, L3, how will you do that? Will you go and check one by one? Do you think that it's possible from a 1,000 items to find out L1, L2, L3 like that manually? It's very difficult. So what we do in that case, anybody? Whatever you feel, no problem. Yes, so Sandeep is saying we have to sort our data. So I think not exactly the filter. The technique we are going to apply is sorting. Though sort is available in filter, that's why we are using the filter command, but technically the action is of sorting. Okay, now coming to this over here, we sort our data in smallest to largest order, and whatever the 3 row items comes in the top, we highlight the same and we drop a mail stating in the mail body that we have done the ground level of working. We have identified all our L1, L2, L3 supplier rates. Kindly approve the same and give us a green signal to procure the material. So our boss is also looking at the mail immediately without having a second thought. Immediately they give us a green signal and we do the job. So this is what the practice we do have in the industries. Nothing, there is no harm. Whatever doing is absolutely correct. I'm not denying about it. But if you see the whole story, where is the value addition? Arranging the data with sorting smallest to largest order, that is anybody's job. I could have given this task to my subordinate also, or I could have given this task to my office boy even, because nowadays office boy also comes with minimum of MS Office literacy, right? Then why being a professional like me, being a skilled person like me, I am spending my quality time for doing a task which is non-productive in nature? Yes, we need to think about it. We never thought upon that point, trust me. And here, you will not disagree what I'm saying, but you can have a question in your mind. You can ask me, Prabhas, what you're saying is absolutely correct. But I have a curiosity to know one thing, that you are objecting on this point, but my boss has never objected for the same. Why? If there is something over here missing, my boss should have objected, but he has never objected. I'll tell you the simple reason. He is also having the mindset you are following the best industrial practices. That's why there's nothing wrong, and he never objects for the same. So it's not necessary, it's not mandatory that whatever the existing practices you have in the industry should be the best practice. So if you believe any point of time there is some improvement, you can bring it up, just go and implement it. Who knows, that is going to save your turnaround time. Who knows, that is going to save some cost to the company, could be the case. So unless and until you apply, you will never be knowing that. So the bottom line from the entire discussion is always try to think out of the box and do the implementation at your workplace. Then only you can stand out of the crowd. Then only you can give some value additions to your work. So this entire thing, what kind of improvement we can make it, I'm going to take you through. No need to do anything, just understand the concept. Okay. So here, when you go for this kind of vendor evaluation people, what you need to do is over here, you should not have many more files. First of all, people don't like seeing many more files. You should maintain only one file in such a way that there will be a sheet naming called daybook. Daybook is our property, and this will be containing the data with regard to the vendors. Who is the vendor? Whether he is a retailer, manufacturer, trader, or service provider, registered under GST or unregistered. What is the price, inclusive of freight or exclusive of freight? How many days of credit he is going to provide to us? What is his mobile number, email ID? All this entire information, whatever maximum you can capture, you should maintain in the daybook. Now, once daybook is ready, next sheet, while I'm presenting the data to my boss, I should have a sheet name called summary. The name itself is sufficient. You know that very well. It should be in crispy format. It should not be elaborative, or many more data should not be there in that sheet. People don't like, even again, we know that. So in the summary sheet, when you talk about this, what would be ideally maximum 4 to 5 columns and 10 to 15 row items you should have, not more than that. And there, what would be the data? So basically, we should create a cell naming over here as the list of products. So whatever the products basically we are procuring, we should have over here a drop down. And when you go for a drop down, over here, this will be giving the entire list of products. So for the sample case, I'm taking PR1 means product 1, PR2, PR3, PR4, and PR5. Suppose say these are the products I'm dealing with. So what will, my boss will be having a privilege. He will be clicking on the drop down, and whichever the products he wants to analyze, he can simply click on this. And once he finalizes a particular product data, then immediately there should be 3 sheet cells over here, naming called over here L1, L2, L3. And there we must have a column naming called price. There we must have a column naming called price. And when I go for the price column over here, immediately for that particular product, over here, what is my L1, L2, L3 price should come automatically. But where this is going to come from the day book. But how it is going to come from the day book over here by using certain formulas or functions. Now, once my price is identified, the next immediate column, I should have my name of the vendor. Who is that vendor quoted that rate? And when you present your data in that format, that's called basically a dashboard. And trust me, when you are presenting like this, the other end, whoever the person seeing the data, watching your template, he is going to retain this file for his whole life. To set an example for others, see, this is called report. This is called report. And what is the beauty? This is just a one-time investment. Tomorrow, when you have any new vendor comes or offers a service, you only just need to keep updating the records. You don't need to touch anything in this summary sheet. And any point of time, my boss wants to see any other product details, just simply clicking on the drop down, choosing the variables, and this will be ready. So how things have become more dynamic, can you feel that? So this is the kind of improvements. Can it be done? What do you believe? So whatever the existing practice we have, keep on doing the sorting actions repeatedly whenever you want to go for a product. Just one time template, you can keep it ready and you can keep updating your daybook records and get your data. What say? Able to connect with the story what we discussed 2 minutes back? What people say? So this kind of improvement can be done in the place, whatever we have got vendor evaluation we were discussing over there. Can it be done over there in this area? So I'm going to tell you everything, don't worry. Just have the overview or feel of that. I'm going to tell you how to create this drop down. I'm going to tell you how to create such kind of template. Don't worry. For the time being, our focus is how to get this price column, how to get this price column populated. That is what our objective. So what we need to do is, in our case, we have got a bottom three column, which is gray color cells are there. Okay. We are going to apply the formula over here to bring our same L1, L2, L3 over here. So first of all, we are going to change something in our approach. So what is the change in the approach, Prabhas, you mean to see? Whenever we need to apply a formula, what we do basically, we go to a cell, we type the formula and we drag it down, right? We take this drag button, we drag it down like this. So this is what we are going to stop from today. What is the ideal option when you go for application of formula for a particular column or row or set of cells? Select the entire range where you want to have your formula. I have selected entire three cells. I kept my cursor aside. I kept my touchpad aside. Just 1 minute, please watch my screen. No need to do anything. I'll be using a formula naming called small. So there is a predefined formula in our Excel naming called small. What it demands me? It demands me array. So what is my array? The next column towards my left is prices. So this is the place where I have got my data. And when I copy this formula towards down, this array should not move down. The border area should not move down when I copy the formula down. So what I need to do in this case, yes, people, I have got a formula ready. When I copy this formula down, this array should not move down. So what would be the treatment we're supposed to provide? Using F4 key. So the moment you press F4, yes, Siddhar, absolutely. The moment you press F4 with immediate effect, you will be finding $2 symbols will be appearing, one before column making as column lock, one before row making as row lock, one before row making is as row lock. So this entire things over here, the moment I go for it, automatically what will be happening? No movement is going to happen, neither towards down nor towards right. So this is nothing but our called cell constant or column, I mean your range constant or cell freeze or cell lock, comma. What is the next thing it is asking? K. So here we need to understand one thing. K is nothing but it is the integer or number, or we call it as a rank. I repeat, K is nothing but the integer, the number, or in the Excel language, we can say as a rank. Now, when I'm dealing with the same, to find out my L1 price, what would be the ranking? The question itself answer is there. The rank should be number one. L1 rank should be one. Similarly, when I copy this formula down, L1 should come to L2, so rank should be 2. When I go further down, L2 becomes L3, so the rank should be 3. So basically, in place of L1, L2, L3, I'm looking for 1, 2, 3 to apply. But the question is over here, we cannot apply over here at one stretch, or in the entire 1, 2, 3 number, we cannot define altogether over there in this formula. And neither we could go and define or edit the cell in the column one by one from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. We cannot edit it. There is no point of doing the same. So in this place, what we have done, we have created a column G where 1, 2, 3 is already prescribed. So instead of defining anything, I'll be taking the help of column G, one cell, that is G12. So G12 is containing 1, and that 1 becomes my K value over here for small formula. And I'll be getting my formula ready. But the formula is ready only for a cell. We need to apply for the rest, whatever it is selected. So ideally, we go for ending the formula with enter. But today, we are going to deal with control enter. So when I go for control enter, you can see the data has come over here. So this is how, whenever there is a need, you can make use of this small formula. And if you're working with any kind of template, or you are working with any kind of dashboard, summary report, tabular report, you can make use of this formula. So please give it a try. Any difficulties in understanding, do let me know. Right, people? Able to get it on the screen? Yeah. So here, why the locking is needed? Swati is asking questions. So if anybody is not clear, please stay focused. See, as I told you, first you select all these 3 cells, go for small. And if I do not lock it, let's see what is happening. So I have just taken the range, comma, K purpose, I told you towards the right side, we have taken the value. Now, if I go for control enter, what is happening? L1, I received properly. L2, I have also received properly, but L3, you can see this is creating a trouble for you. All right. Why is it giving a trouble? It is not fetching the value properly. The reason is when you open the file, then you realize when I copy this formula down, my array is also moving down. Can you see that blue color border area? It also start moving one by one cell down. So this is where the problem. So we need to restrict that movement. And to restrict that movement, what we need to do, opening the formula, this is creating a trouble. E12 to E17 is creating a trouble. And this range should not move down or move right. For that reason, we have to go for F4. And when you press F4, the first row item, fourth key, the function key called F4, if it is not applying the dollar symbol, it is happening with something else. Either some kind of multimedia actions are happening, you are reducing your audio button, or it is going for some different actions, then you must use function with F4 key. Because Some keyboard short operations, what is happening depending upon the brand of the laptop, it will not be a direct key. You have to use function with those keys. So Fn with F4, if F4 is not a direct key. And the moment you go for this, control enter, you got the result over here, you can see, right? So this is what basically the uses of F4 key to lock the cells. So to restrict the movement, nothing else.
I'm having a small query.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, in this one, when I put the formula, say for example, on the F row, the first column is getting captured, whereas when you entered it, the formula is getting captured in all the three cells.
Right.
But mine is showing in only one.
Right. Can you please help me with your screen? Can you share your screen, please, so that I'll let you know.
Yeah, here it is.
All right. So first of all, you select all these three cells, the yellow colored cells. No, you have not selected. You have not selected.
This we need to select.
Yes. No, not like that. Not like that. Not like that. You first you select. Delete that. Delete whatever it is there. No, 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 no. Delete that 87. First you select from the bottom three column all these three yellow colored cells. You select first. Yes. Now leave the mouse aside. Leave your mouse. Yes. Now just focus with your keyboard. Equal to. Type equal to immediately. Yes. Small. Right. Now select this. Yes. Complete range. Then F4. No, that is what the things you have to go for. That's what I told you. You have to lock this range as F4. Now it will be happening only at the last cell. Yeah. Lock. Comma G12. Bracket close. Then control enter. That's what you are doing. Enter. You should have gone for control enter. Now this is not going to happen. Again, you have to select and then only you open, then control enter. Select all these three. Open F2. No, no need to recreate. No need to recreate. Suppose you missed out to hit control enter. Please go slow. Go slow. As I say, escape. Escape. Select all the three cells. Right. F2. F2. F2 to edit. You are pressing F3. Now control enter. So you'll be getting it. Suppose by mistake you missed any point of time, instead of control enter, you hit enter, you should rectify like this.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. All right, so I believe everybody is able to do that over here, this small formula application and getting the results populated. So as I told you, this kind of formulas will be very helpful whenever you design the summary reports, templates, tabular reports, dashboards. This kind of formula plays a very, very great role. So now let's go for finding out the next column called top three. So bottom three we have identified. Let's go and find out top three. So just focus with 1 minute on my screen. As I told you, the practice we should develop, select all the three cells, then equal to opposite of small, definitely large, because we have to go for top three. So when I go for large formula, it demands me array. So array is nothing but my prices column. And as I told you, when I copied this formula down, this array should not move down. So to restrict the movement, we should go for F4. Yes, comma. What is the next thing it is asking? K. So in the previous case, as I told you, K purpose, we need 1, 2, 3. So here also 1, 2, 3 purpose, I'll be taking the value from the left. Bracket close, formula is ready only for a cell, but I need to apply for the rest. Control enter, and we got our data ready. So this is how we can use our large formula if it is a need over there in our Excel file. Okay. So please confirm your small and large application of formulas is clear, and uses of F4 key also you have understood. Any doubt, any queries? Yes, people. Could you please confirm? Are you getting the same? Any challenges? Okay, so Ria and Vinish both have got. How about the others? All right. Now, let us analyze the same situation, whatever we have got it. Okay, let us analyze the same situation. Now, suppose say this is what the formulas I have applied in my Excel file and I have sent it across to my boss. My boss is watching the data and he is having a question in the mind. He is thinking, why Prabhas has created this 1, 2, 3 column? Is it really necessary? Or if I do not maintain this column, cannot I get my answer over here? So if he is having this kind of question, if he asks me why you have maintained this column, I have an opportunity to say something about this. Suppose he did not ask anything to me and he thought this column is unwanted and he deleted. See the problem. The entire formula is in toss now since that 1, 2, 3 is missing. So what we have understood now, the task whatever we have delivered, this is what our experts they do suggest us, but Excel never recommends for that, neither I do advise for it. So now this is the place where we have to make some improvements. So how to make some improvements? So we need those 1, 2, 3 in the formula, but we have to make our formula efficient enough in such a way the formula itself it is going to generate 1, 2 and 3 and get our desired output. So how it is going to generate? Let's see. Just stay focused for a minute. I have selected all these 3 cells. I'll be going for large formula. I'm looking for array, price column. Yes, I need to lock it. So far, so good. We have done. Now, when this is demanding K, we know K purpose, we need 1, 2, 3. But how it is going to generate? So for that, we are going to use another formula in the large formula. What is that? The formula name is row. ROW, open bracket, open parenthesis, and close parenthesis. Now, row formula is a formula which is already predefined by Microsoft. And the basic job of row formula is to return row number as the answer. So what is that I'm trying to say? If you look at over here is row formula, what it is going to do, row formula, what it is going to do, whichever the row I am trying to type this formula. So which row I'm in right now? Row number 12. So this is going to generate me row number 12 as the answer over here. So that is the only job, nothing else. So let's see. Is it going to give me 12? Since I'm in row number 12, is it going to give me 12? Yes, I'm getting 12 over here. But our K purpose, what is that number we are expecting? K purpose, we are expecting 1. The first number is 1. L1 purpose, we need the ranking as 1. Row formula is giving me 12, but I am expecting 1. So basic mathematics, what we can do? Row minus 11. So row formula is giving me to 12. If I deduct 11 out of that, it is generating my 1. Bracket close, formula is ready. Only for a cell, but we need to apply for the rest. Control Enter, we got the information. So this is how, whenever there is a need, we can make our formula more dynamic, or making a nested formula, we can get our desired report. We don't need to go and depend upon some kind of external column for designing the same. All right, so please give it a try. Once large is done, do the application for small also. So large with row combination, small with row combination, how it makes my formula more dynamic. And this is called nothing but your nested formula. So hope this is working. Any doubt, any queries, any challenges, anybody? All right, so Manisha has confirmed. How about the others? Please just respond in the chat box, friends. Okay, we are too. Very good. Thank you so much. Well, so how about others? Vinish, Sridhar, Ajit. Okay, Swati also done. Good. Vinish also done. Fine.
In this one, on the first three columns I'm getting, but not the last. I don't know why.
No, last three, I mean, top three you are getting, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Bottom three you are not getting.
Yeah.
Okay, could you please?
Right side.
So, no, top three you are having problem or bottom three you are having problem?
The right side, bottom three. Yeah, top three, what you have mentioned.
Right.
In that one, we are having three more columns at the bottom. After 119, there is next three columns. I allow me to share this.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, when I did this one and pressed enter, for the first three it came, but not for the last.
Okay. See, first of all, you can see the problem. Your E12 is not logged. E17 only logged. E12 is not logged. That is the trouble. So the range is moving. So you rectify. Go to the formula bar. Go to the formula bar. No need to recreate. No need to recreate. Just go to the formula. Yeah, E12. Keep your cursor in E12 and press F4. Yeah, enter. Now the same you can apply and double click on the drag button, double click on the drag button, double click, or control D. Now control D. Right.
There was some error one time.
Yes. So that needs practice. That needs practice. That's what I told you. Yeah. All right, friends. So now the moment we have done with this small and large formula, let's go to the next basic rounding of our data. So you can see we have a prices column where we have got the decimals with whole numbers, combinations of the data, kind of data of mixed type, it is there. Now looking at the same, my boss is not quite happy, and what he's saying that Prabhas, why don't you do me a favor? Let the data you maintain as a source data in your Excel sheet. In the next column, I am expecting you to round off the data to the nearest one unit. So what my boss is expecting, that if it is of 103.2, I should make it 103. If it is of 111.5, I should make it 112. So the logical roundup, whatever we do in our regular practice, that is the same thing he's also expecting. But how to do that? So here, what we can do is we can simply take equal to M round. There is a formula over here in Excel called M round. M stands for multiple round. What it demands me? Number. I have taken comma. What is the next thing it is asking me? Multiple. So we are not going to multiply with any value. Multiple has a different meaning. What is the meaning? Let's have an understanding. See, the moment we have taken 103.2, okay, if I want to round it off, it can be 103 or 104. Okay, for the time being, if you ignore post decimal character, if I want to round up now, it can be either 104 or 103, either of these two, right? So 103.2 purpose, 104 is the upper limit. 103.2 purpose, 103 will be the lower limit. So whatever the round off is going to happen, either 1 unit up or 1 unit down. So the difference between the upper unit and the lower unit, 104 and 103, how much it is? 104 minus 103 of 1 unit. So this is what nothing but the meaning called multiple. The difference between the upper unit and the lower unit. The difference between the round up value and the round down value, nothing else. So the moment I go for close bracket, formula is ready, only for a cell, need to apply for the rest, control enter, and we got the data. So this is going to help you whenever you create a template or dashboard. Again, you keep all these formulas ready. Whenever the person is going to type some data, if at all it contains some decimals over there, ultimately what is going to happen, the decimals will be coming up with a round off format. So please go and give it a try. Check.
Prabhas, can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
Hello?
I can.
Sorry, this is Manisha.
Yeah.
My net had dropped and I completely missed this little bit. A possibility if you could just repeat.
Yeah, basically this is the place
Sorry.
where we have to round off our data. Like if it is 103.2, ideally we go for 103. Do you agree?
Yes.
If it is of 111.5, we go for 112, correct?
Yes.
Now, one case you are taking 103, the lower unit, one case you are taking the upper unit. How you are doing that? We are not doing. This is being decided by the post decimal character. If post decimal character is 5 or more than 5, we go for 1 unit up. If post decimal character is less than 5, we go for 1 unit down. Do you agree with that logic?
Yes.
So the same thing we are expecting Excel to deliver the result for us. So what we can do is selecting the data range, we'll go for M round. M stands for multiple. It asks me number. I have taken the number. Now it is asking me multiple. So multiple has a different meaning over here. We are not going to multiply with anything. Multiple has the meaning called the difference between the two units. What is the meaning by two units? 103.2 is there. Forget about the post decimal character. If I want to round off, either it will become 104 or 103, 1 unit up or 1 unit down. It will be either of these two, correct?
Yes.
So if you look at 103.2, 104 will be the upper unit, 103 will be the lower unit. Now, what is the difference between that two unit? 104 minus 103 is 1 unit. So that is nothing but meaning called multiple. And once I deliver the same bracket close and control enter, you could see with immediate effect, our data is ready. So this is called our logical roundup. What we do, the same thing we have done with M round formula, nothing else.
Thank you.
Yep. So yes, people, I believe everybody is able to do that. M-round formula application. Any doubt, any queries in M-round?
We don't want to have a roundup. Say, for example, 111.5. If we want to have it 111, not the roundup.
Okay.
Then what?
So basically, there are two things again over here. Either you want to go for 1 unit down all the time or 1 unit up all the time. So as you are asking me if it is of 111.5 is there, I want 111. So it is just nothing but always 1 unit down, ignoring the decimal, always take only the whole numbers, correct? So in that case, what you can do is we have a formula called over here floor. What is that? Floor. So if I go for floor, then comma, always 1 unit down. So I can take it, comma 1, control enter. So can you see? Ignoring the decimal, even though the post decimal 5 or more than 5 is there, it will take always 1 unit down only. So this is called your floor.
Is these two formulas and round up formula same, similar ones?
Not exactly, but there is a little bit of difference. So I would suggest don't go for round up, round down because it will be quite confusing. That is the reason why I take you through M-round formula. But yes, this kind of information, when you want to go for 1 unit down, 2 units down and all, you can use this floor formula. And when you want to go for 1 unit up or 2 units up over there, you can use the opposite of floor called ceiling. Like I'll take you through ceiling also, so it will be more clear. See, so whatever post decimal character is there, I just don't want to consider that, but I want to go for always 1 unit up. If it is 103.2 is there, I want to make it 104. So if that is the need, then you can use the formula called ceiling and take the same data, comma, 1 unit up. So now the moment I use over here, say control enter, okay, this is not comma is not given properly. Okay, now control enter, you got the data. So you can see, even though it is 103.2, I'm getting 104. So always 1 unit up. So this is called your ceiling formula.
So ceiling, floor, and M-round.
M-round, simple.
Thank you.
Welcome. So question number 3, answer over here, how to make use of this basic logical round off over here by using M-round formula. We got a clarity. Decimals are always screen prints. When you do the reconciliation activity, most of the time we have to face this kind of challenge. The differences will be coming up and blindly we have to pass a entry in a provisional entry in our profit and loss account, saying that the differences are because of rounding off our data. So that can be minimized if you take care about the same result in the beginning itself. So that difference can be minimized. Okay, Manisha, what kind of error you're getting?
Hi, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. If you can share your screen, let me have a look. What is the error you are getting so I can help you?
Sure. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Did you share your screen or window?
I shared the screen.
But I can't see.
Now?
Not yet. Yeah, it's getting loaded now.
Okay. Do you see it?
No, I can see only that your MS Teams window, not the entire Excel. So
Let me try again.
yeah.
Are you able to see now?
No, Manisha, I guess there is some
I think
connectivity.
there's some problem.
Yeah, connectivity issue might be there. Okay, you just let me know what is the error. Let me help you out with
It
that.
just gives me value when I'm using the formula that you have just taught us.
Okay,
So
what
I'm
is the
doing
can you just spell out the formula? What is the formula you have written? Can you please spell out?
round, M round, and then I'm selecting all the columns from
No,
prices,
no,
the entire thing.
no. There is a thing which has gone wrong. You cannot round up the entire range of data. You have to only select the prices column first value. If you see the
Okay.
formula E22, not the entire range.
Okay, so
Yeah.
probably that's just, I'll try this once again,
Yes,
please.
yes.
Yes, it has worked.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. All right, people. So now the moment we have done with this over here, let us go to the next situation. So prices column are to be rounded off to the nearest 5 unit. This is something demand come from the other side from my boss. Is suppose say he's asking if that is the thing, then how to deal with the same. So let's go for the first case. 103.2 is there. If I need to answer over here, what would be my answer? 103.2. If I round it off to the nearest 5 units, what should be the answer? Just check manually and let me know. Anybody? $103.2 is there. We have to find out the answer by rounding up the price to the nearest 5 units. So simple thing. If I start creating a scaling or a skip count of 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, like this, then this 103.2 is going to fall in which interval between 100 and 105. Do you agree with that? This 100.3.2, is it going to fall in between these two? Do you agree? Yes, people? Now, which is the closest one? If you talk about this 103.2, which is the closest one? 100 or 105? Which is the nearest one to 103.2? Definitely 105. So that is what the answer we are expecting over here. So how to bring that? That is the question. Similarly, if you talk about 87, which interval this is going to come? This is going to come in between 85 to 90. Now, which is the closest one for 87? Is it 85 or 90? So Ajit, think properly, not 90. See, 87.5 or more than that it is there, then 90 is the closest one. Since it is 87, 85 is the nearest one, right? For 87, 85 will be the nearest one. So that is what we are expecting the answer. So for that, again, no need to struggle much. Selecting the range, go for M round, taking the number from the prices column, and as I told you, multiple. What is the meaning by multiple? The difference between the upper unit and the lower unit. So this is my lower unit 100, upper unit 105 for 103.2. So what is the difference between that? 105 minus 100 is nothing but 5 units. So this is how, whenever there is a need to make a multiple of 5, multiple of 10, something like that, and you want to go for it, you can simply go for this M round formula, and that is going to help you out. So whenever you create any kind of purchase order, work order, or any kind of cost sheet, or you are dealing with any kind of say templates, summary reports, or you are dealing with the dashboards, you can keep all this formula ready enough in such a way, whenever the user enters the data, if at all any decimals is there, Excel will be taking care about the results and turning up into whole numbers. All right. So M round. Hope this is clear how it is working. Check it out. Any doubt, any queries? All right. So shall we go for the next example? If it is clear. Right. So next question we do have is called prices column again, and this is containing the numbers having positive and negative as well. So the numbers are of mixed nature, and looking at the same, my boss is not quite happy. And what he's expecting, he's telling me that Prabhas, this data you keep maintaining on your Excel, but in the next column, please bring me only those values which is positive in nature. So boss doesn't want to see the negative data. He just wants to see the data which is positive in value, so nature. Well, if that is the case, then how to deal with? So one thing for sure over here, we know that whenever you look at your data, if at all the data starts with a bracket or it starts with a hyphen or dash symbol, it is a negative data. If none of them is available, it's a positive one. We know that very well. This is by looking at our data, we classify, we decide. Now, the same thing, if I want to do logically, then what we do, we go to each and every value, we start checking. If it is more than zero, it's positive. If it is less than zero, then it's negative. This is how we do the classifications. Now, the same thing, when you do it in Excel, what Excel is going to do, Excel is going to use the logical formula of Excel called if. So if is the logical formula, what it demands me, logical test. So logical test purpose, we need to depend upon a cell which contains the value. Now, what kind of test we need to do? Is it greater than zero? So greater than purpose, we have to use the keyboard greater than symbol. Is it greater than zero? This is the test, comma. What is the next thing it is asking? Value if true. So whatever the test I am doing, either result will be test will be success or test will be a failure. If the test is success, that is value if true, it means that value is more than zero. So in the next column, which value we are expecting, the same value is going to turn up. So that's why value if true is nothing but the value what we have checked, comma. Now what it is asking, value if false. What if the value is not more than zero? So ideally it is less than zero. So we do not want that value to be populated in the next column if it is less than zero, but there should be some treatment in the next column. What should be the treatment? Zero, hyphen, nil, not available, not applicable, anything. You must write within two double inverted quotes. You must write anything, whatever you want, in two double inverted quotes. What if I want to retain the cell as blank? So you must write only two double inverted quotes. So only two inverted quotes. It is a simple message for the audience or the people whoever watching my data. This is nothing but as a blank cell. But here people commits a mistake. They define two double inverted quotes, but they go for adding a space in between that. And that is really annoying because space, though it is not visible, but this is counted as a character. So you have to be very precise. If you need the output as a blank cell, you have to go for two immediate double inverted quotes. Now bracket close, formula is ready only for a cell. As we know, we need to apply the same for the entire range. So what is the shortcut? Control, enter, we got the data. So this is how we have seen now, whenever there is a need, a simple logical formula, how to apply and how it is going to play a role over here, we got a clarity. So please give it a try. Any difficulties to let me know. All right, so hope it is working for everyone. So Manisha has confirmed. How about the others? Quickly respond, please. Okay, so they've also confirmed. Very good. Well, how about the others? Swati, Akshay, Vinesh? Okay. Now here, let us analyze the same situation, friends, whatever we have got it. See, to segregate the data, to bifurcate the data, or to ascertain the data from a mixed data type, we have gone for this operation, no doubt about it, and we got the result over here. There is no harm, whatever we have done, it's absolutely perfect, whatever we have been doing also. But I do not recommend for the same. I don't recommend for the same. Why? I'll tell you. The reason is very simple. If you remember the moment we started the training program, I told you the first and foremost challenge in our routine activities is about your file data management or file space management. So remember one thing, friends, whenever you go for any of the Excel file, the more the if formula, file size will be more. I repeat, the more the if formula, file size will be more. So always try to keep your formula length to the minimum level, or if formula only use in the worst case. So if you do not have any other choice, then in those cases go for if formula. So if should not be your first choice. So now, if that is what the discussion we had and it is really going to occupy more space, what is the alternative options? What is the alternative method? How to keep my formula length minimum? How to keep my formula size minimum, that we are going to discuss. So kindly stay focused on my screen. We have an alternative column. You can see I have kept it over here. Once everybody's mic is on, could you please mind keeping it mute? Going to equal to, there is a formula in our Excel we have called max. We know max formula, what it does, it finds out the maximum number from a range. So what we are trying to do now is over here, the moment we go for this, it is asking me number one. So number one is my prices column, of course, comma. What is the next thing it is asking? Number two. So here we need to understand certain concept. The moment we started comparing the data logically, which value we have compared with? I repeat, the moment we started logically comparing the data, which value we compare to find out whether it is positive or negative? We compare with zero. So this is what the number two. Now, what we are trying to do, over here in Excel, we are asking Excel to perform an action. What is that? Between the price column value and 0, which is more, that alone should be returned as an answer. So below 0 cases, we are not discussing at all. So formula becomes precise, makes sense, logical, and file size will not be also heavy. Formula is defined to a cell, need to apply for rest. Control enter. So now you tell me, the moment you are presenting the data, which one people will be preferring to see, or which one will be the best option, option 1 or option 2? If you are there in the audience side, if you are looking at the Excel file, which one you like the most, option 1 or option 2? All right, people, hope this is working for everyone. So this is the story of our business maths. So what we have discussed about the formulas like sum product, small, large, small with the large combinations with row formula, usage of F4 key to make it as range lock, range constant or range freeze. Then we have seen M round formula. Then we have gone for working with our logical formula and how to replace the same in max formula over here so that my formula size or length would be minimum that we have discussed over here. All right. Now, let us go for our next sheet, naming called numbers challenge. Go to the next sheet, naming called numbers challenge. So here, the first example, please stay focused. We have got start date and end date. Let me put it in a story format. Suppose 1st Feb 2019, I started working with a project and the project is over on 26th April 2020. Now my boss is asking me, Prabhas, how many days you have spent on that project? I want to know so that I can make a billing to the customer accordingly. So basically, my boss is expecting now how many business days or working days I spent on that project. Well, if that is the case, then we have got a ready-made formula in our Excel naming called net work days. What is that? Net work days. What it demands me? Start date we do have, comma, end date we do have. So two inputs we have provided inside the formula. The moment I hit enter, I'll be getting a result 321. So this is called our network days. Okay. So please give it a try and get the result of 321. If you have any question running in your mind, you can ask me, not an issue.
If I simply do end date minus start date, it is showing as 450. Does it count Sundays also? And the network date doesn't count Sundays. Is there any such kind of difference or something?
That is what we are looking for. Business days. What does it mean by business days? How many days exactly you work in a week for the office? That is called business days. So the moment you go for this, we have to eliminate your weekends. Then only you can land up with your business days.
So this has not considered only Sunday or Saturday or Sunday.
That is the question it is arising. So what you believe? Is it taking 5 working days in a week or is it taking 6 working days in a week?
Yeah, I just want to know.
Yes, that is
How
that.
it can.
Yes, that is nowhere it is written, and it is not giving also clarity about that. So it's a good question what Sridhar has asked. So people stay focused, and for your understanding, I would like to take you through one thing that this always calculates Monday to Friday. This network days always considers Monday to Friday, only 5 working days in a week. So it eliminates Saturday and Sunday, understanding these are the weekends. All right. So this is one thing when I shared to my boss is not happy with the answer. What he's saying? He is telling me, Prabhas, this is then wrong because for that particular project to meet the deadline, we worked for 6 working days. Then this calculation is wrong. Absolutely, this is wrong. And one more thing he said also, Prabhas, that we never worked on the public holidays. August 15, January 26th, Diwali, Dashera, all these days we have never worked, or the local holidays or regional holidays, anything is there, we never worked. So in that case, then of course, definitely this is wrong. So to answer his question precisely, if that is the need, then how to deal with? Let's see. We have the other example, second one. See, compute the business days or working days where Thursday is weekly off. So what does it mean? Out of 7 days, Thursday I'm not working for my office, but rest of the 6 working days I come to office and work. If that is the situation, and these are the list of holidays where we have never served for the company. So if this is the need, then how to deal with? I'll tell you. Stay focused, please, for a minute. So in that case, friends, network days is not going to help us. We have to go for network days.intl. INTL stands for international. And what it demands me, start date, I do have, comma, end date, I do have, then comma, it is giving me a small pop-up menu to choose if I'm looking for the weekends to be eliminated. So what is my weekend at the question? Thursday. So I have to choose where Thursday only. It is there, Thursday only. You can see. Now this Thursday only, the moment we go for it, you can see immediate effect. It will be showing a message to the right side of that Thursday is a weekend day. And towards the left side, the number is also assigned to Thursday only. So just double click on the same. Automatically 15 number will be assigned in the formula. Now comma, what is the next thing it is asking? Holidays. So when the formula demands holidays, you have to select the data from the right side, that is D10 to D15. So what we have understood, whenever you go for network days international calculation, you should maintain the list of holidays or list of leaves, anything of the candidate, so that, or anything of that particular project, whatever you are dealing with. So ultimately, you will be getting the result. So 381. So this is our network days international. All right. So please give it a try and get your result. Any doubt, ask me. Right, people? All are clear? All right. Now we'll go for our next example. Calculate the date of expiry of the AMC agreement. So a very beautiful example. So let me take you through that. Suppose say on 11th December 2019, we furnished one contract with one of our vendor for HP printer AMC purpose. And we fixed the duration of 16 months. I repeat, we fixed the duration of 16 months. So now the question arises over here, when this contract is going to be expired, so that we can take a call whether to renew the contract, to stop the service, or to withdraw the service, or to eliminate that vendor from our base, whatever exactly I would like to take a call. So for that reason, I want to know when this is going to be expired. So what will be my date of expiry? Just manually check and let me know. Anybody? 11th December 2019. After 16 months, what would be the date? That's the requirement. 10th April 2020. Manisha is saying. Manisha, just check it out, please. Anybody else is having any other answer? See, 11th December 2019. After 12 months, 11th December 2020. After that, 4 months. So, Jan, Feb, March, April. So, 11th April 2021. Ideally, supposed to be my answer, isn't it? So, just see. One particular case to find out the result, we took this much of time. Technically, just think about the situation. When you open the file, there are 1000 cases like this because you are the sole caretaker of all the AMC records of the entire organization. So if that is the need, if that is the case, then how to deal with? So here again, what we can do, friends, we can select the entire array. Look at my screen for a minute. We have a ready-made formula called EDATE. E stands for electronic, EDATE. And what it demands me, start date, we do have date of AMC, comma, months. So we have a ready-made months column. Fine. The moment I go and close the bracket, edit will be ready only for a cell, but we need to apply for the rest. Control Enter. So see the beauty. The moment we go for it, though we got the answer, but the answer is in a different format. So what is the format? If you see in your home tab, you will be finding over there the format is general format. The format is general format. So this is called general format of your data. But what we are expecting as a date format. So any point of time to convert any cell format to date format, what you can do is on your keyboard, you have to press Control, Shift, and 3. The numerical 3 is nothing but the hash key. Control, Shift, and 3 will ultimately help you in converting any format to date format. Now let's see. Control Shift 3. Am I getting the date? Yes. So this is how we have understood how this EDATE operates, how this EDATE works over here. Okay. And the keyboard shortcut, Control, Shift, and 3. The numerical key 3, where the hash symbol is there, to convert to date format. So kindly check it out. Also getting this e-date applied and getting the same answer. And the keyboard shortcut is also helping you to convert your any format to date format.
So I just had a question.
Yeah.
In a similar format, as you said, if I have around 2,000 or say 12,000 rows, correct? I
Right.
want to apply it for the rest. So it's obviously not. If I hit a control enter, will it actually apply it for the column, or is there anything else? Are there any shortcuts?
No, control enter purpose, you got to select your range. That's what we learned as such, correct? But here we have got 1,000 entries. So 1,000 entries, I cannot select first. That will be again time taking job. So in that case, the best option, you no need to select anything. Go for creating the formula in one cell, then go for double click on the drag button. Automatically it will be populated.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome. Yes, Swati, what is the question? Could you please ask?
Sir, I've done this question, but actually I have a doubt in the previous question. So I was not able to select the weekend in this particular thing.
Okay, could you please share your screen? Let me have a look.
Yeah. Can you see my
It's getting loaded. Yeah, I can see that. Yes. So you go to the formula.
sorry, so I've done this I've selected A10 and then B10 and then was selecting, we have not done this. The B10 I've done.
Right.
Right.
So why this is happening? Because you are working with a different application altogether. You are not in Microsoft Excel. You are working with Kingsoft Office.
Okay.
So Kingsoft Office is a Chinese application. Microsoft Office is an American application. So two applications will never be having all things similar. So here, if you want to go for it, then weekend, it will not be showing the information. You have to type it manually, comma 15.
Comma 15.
Yeah, 15 represents your Thursday. Then comma, your holidays. You got to select your holidays. That is D10 to D15.
D10 comma D15.
Not comma, D10. You should not go for typing D10 to D15. You got to select. Remove D10. Remove D10. Yeah. After 15 comma. Now select a blank cell towards your right. Select a blank cell towards your right.
No, not able to do so.
No, not there. Not there anything. Yes, there. Keep your cursor after the last comma. Then select a blank cell. Anywhere, outside, anywhere, blank cell. Yes. No. You come back to this column C, open the formula. Remove that close bracket, remove that close bracket. That is trouble. Close bracket you remove.
How to remove the close bracket? I didn't
Delete,
understand. Sorry.
delete, simple delete button to remove the close bracket. Your bracket, yes. No, you have to see the close parenthesis after 15. There is a close bracket that is called, that is what you have to remove. Yes, comma. After that comma, yes. Now use the right arrow key. Use the right arrow key from the keyboard. Is it moving to the cell towards your right? Your arrow keys?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
You select F4 or F5 something. F4 or F5 cell. Select now F4 or F5.
Notes.
No, not the
Because
not the
that's like,
key, not the keyboard. Cell. I'm talking about cell. F column, row number 5.
okay. Through the cursor or through the mouse?
Anything through the cursor or through the mouse. The objective is to select the cell. Select any cell. Select the cell. You're selecting. You're trying to select the row. Don't do that.
Sorry.
No need to select your column or rows. I asked you to select a cell. How do you select a cell?
I think I'm not able to do so.
Okay, just delete everything. Come out of that. Escape. Come out of that. Escape. Complete escape. Escape. Don't go for backspace or delete. Come out of that. Escape. Huh. Just go to that cell where name, hash, all these things are there. Go to that cell. Yes. Don't open anything. Delete. Just hit the delete button from your keyboard. Yes. Now just follow my instructions. Type equal to network days. Come down. Use. Okay. No, go for network days international. We have to select. See, that is what the trouble. You should not edit the formula like this. You should write it in one flow. Escape. Escape.
Should I do it again?
Yes, go for escape. Press the escape button. Yeah. Equal to, just type net. Yeah.
Right.
Now double click on network days international. Yes. Then go for start date. Select start date. Don't type that. Don't type that. You guys just go and select that cell. Yes, that's called the cell selection. Then comma. End date. Yes, comma. 15 for choosing as a Thursday, comma. Come towards your right side, select one blank cell. Come towards your right side, select one blank cell. Yeah, click that cell. Yes. Now we need to come left. Use the left arrow key from the keyboard. Use the left arrow key. Yes, now you have come to the D10 cell where the holiday starts. Now use Shift Control down arrow key. Shift Control down arrow key. One shot. Okay, so D10 to D15 is my holiday that we have selected. Now hit enter.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So you need to practice a lot with the cell navigations and all those things. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So I'm taking the control back on the screen right now. And I believe everybody is able to do this. Network days international. Right. Now, coming back to over here, let us go for this e-date, what we have started with, that how to get the expiry date by taking the input of start date and some inputs in the months, we got the result with e-date formula. And the keyboard shortcut, Control-Shift-3, how it is helping us to convert any format to date format, that also we got a clarity. But this expiry date calculation alone is not enough for us. Reason? 11th April 2021 is going to fall in weekday or weekend. That also we need to know. So how to identify that 11th April is going to fall in a weekday or weekend? So we need to go for another calculation in the column called day. So how to extract a day from a date? We have a formula in our Excel naming called text. So equal to text, bracket open, over here demands me the value. Value is nothing but date of expiry, comma. Next, it is asking format text. Ideally, in any Excel file across the globe, wherever you are working with, we follow two formats. One, DD, MMYY, or MMDDYY, where D represents our day, M represents our month, Y represents our year. So our requirement is now only to focus with the day. So for that purpose, we have to type 4Ds within two double inverted quotes. What is the significance of typing 4Ds within two double inverted quotes? To get the complete string of the day, like Monday, Monday, Sunday, Sunday, complete string. What if I go for 3Ds? It is only going to give only the first three characters of the day, like Sunday, sun, Sun, Monday, mon, mon, like that three characters is going to give it. Is it case sensitive? No. You can write in capital letters. You can write in drop caps also. No worries. But four characters of these you have to refine. Now bracket close, formula is ready. Only for a cell, need to apply for the rest. Control enter and you got your records. So see, as we are anticipating the first case itself, it is going to fall in Sunday. So this is how the reason why we need to find out the day out of the date. Most of the time in any report, you will not be having a predefined column called day. We have to generate that. So this is how the formula is going to help me in generating a day from a date. So check it out. Is it working? Yes, people, everybody is getting any doubt, any queries?
If at all, instead of months, if we want to add the days, number of days, for example, 11, the first one is showing as 11, 12, 19. If I want to add 400 days, is that equal to date of AMC plus 400?
Simple.
Will that give me the answer?
Yes.
Is this the only crude way we can go, or is there any other formula?
No, this is the quite easiest way. This is not the crude way. This is the easiest way for days to add to date. Since day is also a number can be added to a number. That's not the things to be worried about.
Uh,
So we have understood how to use eDate and how to use our day to extract a day from a date. Similarly, let's go for a hands-on practice to find out the month and year as well. So for month, we can use same text formula, going for value called date of expiry, and within two double inverted quotes, we can use 4 M's and we get our result. This is for month. Similarly for year, No need to go for text and within two double inverted comma y 4 times, not necessary. That is making our formula length more. So in that case, we have got a ready-made year formula in Excel. We can go for it is equal to year and taking the date of expiry. So this is one more way. Again, we can reduce our formula length over here. So as I told you, wherever it is possible, always try to keep your formula length minimum. So we have got our text for day, again text for over here month. We have got the result for month, 4 M's, and for year we have got the ready-made year formula. We can take it and we can get an answer. So these formulas will be very helpful whenever you are dealing with your SAP records. You will not be getting the predefined columns like this. You'll be having one column called date, and sometimes you need to generate all these columns. So you can make use of this formula. All right, friends, hope it is done. Shall we go for the next? All right. So this kind of formulas, whatever we discussed recently, to be very helpful whenever you design any kind of Excel trackers with regard to your agreements, contracts, claims, or if you're working with your bank guarantees, or if you're working with your investment related documents in Excel, you are maintaining the data, you can maintain that Excel file as an Excel tracker and you can get your results over there. So now we are going to see the next example over here is called calculate the due date of tax deposit to the government account. So it will not be clear. Let me put it in a very simple and story format. See, as per the GST Act, whenever we purchase or whenever you sell any product or you are providing a service to your client, we need to collect GST, goods and service tax. And you would have also seen whenever we are dining at any hotels, that 5% of GST amount we are paying above our normal, whatever the general, I mean, the charges of our food, whatever we have consumed. So on and above those, the gross price, whatever the tax component is added, though we are paying to the vendor, but the vendor has to repay to the government again. He cannot use for his personal benefits. So similarly, suppose say we have raised one invoice on 16th June 2015. Whatever the tax we have collected, we have to make the payment by 5th of the next month. So what is the meaning? Like 16th June, if it is the date, 5th July 2015 should be the date as due date, and on or before 5th July, the tax has to be repaid to the government. Similarly, for 14th December, 5th January 2016, 10th July, 5th August 2015, 5th October, 5th November 2015. So like that, those due dates, if you arrive at, then only you can make the payment on or before the due date, and you can avoid the penalty for the delayed payment charges. But how to find out those due dates? Why it is so challenging? I'll tell you. The reason it is so challenging over here is unless and until you find out the last date of those months, unless and until you find out the last date of those months, you cannot find out the due date. Because if you're able to find the last date of the month, June, 30th June, so I can add 5 more days to get this date over here. I can add 5 more days and I can get my dates. Now, why it is challenging to find out the last date of the month? Because month doesn't have the standard number of days. It is 28, somewhere it is 29, 30, 31, like that. We have got various options. So this is the reason why it is more challenging in this case. Then how to solve this problem? I'll tell you. Here again, people tell you a lot of things, right? A very lengthy formula, this, that, and all, but we are not going to do the same. So how to make our answer very precise way, I will take you through. So please stay focused for a minute on my screen. There is a formula in our Excel naming called over here, EO month. What is that? EO month. So EO month, what does it mean? Is called end of month. EO stands for end of month. And when I go for this, what it demands me, start date, we do have comma. What is the next thing it is asking? Months. So months have a different meaning. We need to understand. So here, month is nothing but which month last date you are looking for. Suppose June is my date. If I'm looking for June month last date, 0. So 0 doesn't mean define June. Since June is the start date, June is the start date month. That's why we are putting 0. Now, if invoice date is of June, I am looking for next month last date. So for June, what will be the next month? July. If I'm looking for July month last date, I should have given 1. So 1 stands for next month. 0 stands for current month. 1 stands for next month. Now, if my invoice date is of June, I am looking for previous month last date. So for June, what will be the previous month? May month. If I'm looking for May month last date, -1. So this is the significance of typing 0 for current month, 1 for next month, -1 for the previous month. With the same order you have to give. So right now we are looking for current month, that is 0. Then bracket close, formula is ready. When I go for control enter, can you see each and every invoice date wise, the last date of that month, it turns up June 30th, December 31st, July 31st, October 31st. So our major problem is solved. But to get these things accurate fashion, what we need to do is we need to add furthermore 5 more days. So 5 is nothing but 5 more days. So from the last date of the month of the previous month, 5 more days when I add it, it is going to give me the due date of those invoices for the tax payment purpose. So this is how we have understood how this EO month is being helpful to us to get our desired report. And there are 3 things we have learned. What are they? Is 0 stands for current month, 1 for next month, and -1 for previous month. So please give it a try and let me know if you have any difficulties in understanding. So hope this is working, people. Any doubt, any queries from anybody? So our most of the date related issues can be solved with this kind of formula based results. You can solve your problems. So now we are going to look into some timestamp related challenges, what we face in our routine activities and how to deal with the same and get our accurate answer. See, the next example, what we have with us is nothing but, suppose say, the moment we come to office in the morning, 9:30 a.m., we have our biometric system, we punch our finger, and the moment you punch your finger in the back end of the time system, the time is being captured like this. What is this format? This is nothing but hours, minutes, and seconds. This is globally accepted format. Similarly, when I'm done for the day and I am leaving from the office, again, I have to punch my finger in the out time machine. And back into the time system, captured over the format called hours, minutes, and seconds. So at the 6:30, I left office. Okay. Now I'm a bit curious to know what is the timeline I have solved for my office for the day. If I want to know in hours, minutes, and seconds, how will I know that? And what we do in that case, we just apply a standard logic. The basic mathematics is equal to log out time minus login time. This is how we do in any number or time case over here. Now, what is happening over here? Some cases I get the answer, and some cases it is not fetching the answers properly. It is landing up with error. Why and which case it is giving error? If you see, let us analyze the situation. If suppose somebody turns up to office at 8:30 p.m. in the evening, he works for a whole night, and very subsequent day 5:30 a.m. in the morning he is leaving from the office. In that case, it is unable to calculate properly. So though the people comes in different shift, I cannot have multiple formula over there. Depending upon the shift, I should use the formulas. My formula should be a universal formula in such a way, whichever the shift people turns up, it should get me the result. And for that, how to get it? Again, here people will tell you a lot of things. I'll tell you very simple and precise way. See, please stay focused for a minute. As we know, in a day, how many hours we have? 24. Yes, we know that. Minus login time plus logout time. Simple, basic mathematics, nothing else. Control enter. You can see the result. Whatever the shift people turns up, though it is morning, general, or evening or night, whatever it is, we'll be able to calculate it properly. So this is going to help you a lot in terms of finding out your overtime or total effective hours. Whatever you are calculating, you can go and calculate in this fashion. So this will be definitely going to work out, though you're having 24 hours time format or 12 hours AM PM format also, it is going to work because that is ideally a time format. So no problem. So please give it a try.
Not taking it very well this week. So just take it easy. Don't.
All right, so I believe everybody is able to do that. The timestamp calculations for whatever the activity happens within 24 hours timeline, you can go for computing the answer in this fashion. Not an issue. Now, let us go for the next. What if any activity exceeds 24 hours timeline or more than a day? If that is the case, then how to deal with? So we have a very beautiful situation in front of us. I'll take you through that. Suppose, say, take an example. I have got a lorry reported to my factory premises on 16th April 2018 at 9 a.m. So it has got its material and it has to unload in my factory premises and then it has to leave. So it has reported to my factory premises gate on 16th April 2018 at 9 a.m. It has unloaded the material and it has left the factory gate at 17 April 2018 11 a.m. Now, if I want to know how many hours it has taken to unload the material, then what would be my answer? Just manually check and let me know what would be the answer in terms of hours it has taken to unload the material. Anybody? Sandeep. Okay. Okay. Yes, people, what would be the answer? Anybody? Is it really such a complex situation? Ajit is saying 14. Ajit, just check it out properly. See, 16th April 2018, 9 a.m. Yes. Manisha is saying 26. That is precise. Swati also saying 26. That is precisely the right answer. Okay. So 26 hours is supposed to be the answer. Yes, we have understood. But how to get that? That is the question. And why we need to be so worried? Because the moment I open the file, there are 1,000 cases like this because in the whole month, 1,000 vehicle movements have been happened and I need to compute for those 1,000 cases. So we have to engage our necessary formulas and functions of Excel. We cannot go and compute one by one manually. So in this case, what we need to do is, first of all, we need to create some data for us like start date and time, end date and time, end date and time. Okay. Then we'll go for duration in terms of hours. So these are the columns for our calculations purpose we are going to create. So please create those columns, start date and time, end date and time, duration hours. Then stay focused on my screen, please. Start date and time formula equal to start date, that is A43 plus B43. So start date and time is nothing but start date plus start time. Whatever the output comes, don't worry about the formatting, but ensure you have taken the right cell references to get your desired output. So nothing to worry about with the output, but the cell references should be adequate. Since start date and time we have got it, let's go for our end date and time. Similar fashion is equal to end date plus end time, that is C43 plus D43. Whatever the output turns, don't worry about it, don't bother about it, but the cell references again should be adequate. Now the moment I go for this, the duration to calculate, we know the basic mathematics. What is that we need to do is equal to end date and time, that is F43, minus start date and time, that is E43. The moment I hit enter, you could see it results me with some decimals 1.0833 and all. Doesn't make any sense. I cannot interpret this data in terms of hours. So how to make a precise presentation? I'll tell you. Whenever you have any decimals in place, if you want to present it in terms of hours, simple thing, you can multiply by 24 because in a day we have 24 hours. We can simply multiply by 24. So it will turn up into hours format. Now, if I want to define my answer in terms of minutes, we know an hour has 60 minutes. I have to simply multiply by another 60. So this is what the basic mathematics we know. An hour has 60 minutes, or in a day has 24 hours. All these things we know. So let us confine our discussion only up to hours. So multiplying by 24, the moment I hit enter, can you see results me 26. So this is how, even though I have got 1,000 cases, I no need to worry about a simple formula is going to take care about the result. So this is what basically, whenever you have any activity exceeds 24 hours timeline, you can go and compute like this. So in our case, to make you understand in a clear fashion, I have taken three different columns, but technically these three columns can be combined to one column and you can get your output. So please try this and let me know if you have any challenge in understanding. Hope this is clear, people. Any questions from anybody?
Yeah. So the bracket is very important for that. Right?
Yes, because that is the board mass rule. As per the mathematics rules, board mass rule, we have to follow all the time.
Understood. Thank you.
Right. All right, friends. So this is about our numbers challenge sheet. The formulas, whatever we have discussed, that story is over. So we are going to discuss the next sheet is called data presentation, but we'll go for a short break of 10 minutes and we'll come back and we'll discuss the rest. So kindly save all your workbook. So in my system, it is 4:38. So I consider 4:40 p.m. So 10 minutes time to have a brisk. So dot 4:50 p.m. we are going to assemble. Okay. So I'll be in mute. I'll be back in 10 minutes time. So please come back by that time. We'll discuss the rest. So I believe everybody is back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? All right. So now let us go to the sheet name called data presentation. So here we are going to discuss how to make our data informative. Why is it necessary? Because nowadays mere presenting the numbers as it is, people don't like it. So you have to give some value additions to your work. You have to make it more informative, and you have to make a presentation in such a way it will be different from others, so that people will appreciate your work and they will be giving a compliment to your work. So take an example. Suppose my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire revenue report for the year. So month wise, product wise, whatever that Excel sheets I have prepared, I have opened everything, and this is the final summary. I have collated all the Excel files, and this is the final summary. I have made it. Now this data is ready for dispatch. Whatever my boss was asking, based on that, this data is ready. But this is anybody's job. Anybody can do that. So now the question demands, what else we can do to make this data more informative? So first of all, if you look at this data, the minimum element is missing. The data doesn't have a total. The data doesn't have a total. So first we have to bring the total. So how to make a total? Keeping the cursor in the total cell, if you press Alt equal to the keyboard shortcut, Alt with equal to key, if you press together, this is going to help you in creating a immediate sum function over there in the cell. And the moment I hit enter, I got the total. So 33,715. Are you getting the same total? Please confirm. Alt equal to the quick keyboard shortcut. All right. So the first thing happened, total is achieved. All right. Now, what else we can do with this data? Let me take you through. Please stay focused. Now, suppose say this is what I have presented revenue in terms of dollars over USD over here. Maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management or to my global leaders, they are not happy watching the same. What they're expecting, they want to see the same revenue data, but in terms of percentage. They don't like to see billions, millions, lakhs, and crores. They want to see the data, but in terms of percentage. So now the question demand, we have to present our data, the same revenue data in terms of percentage. So create one more column, name it as revenue percentage, please. Now, once we have made it, then what we need to do, how to present it in percentage, what should be the formula? Let's go for it. Is equal to revenue for the month of Jan should be divided with the total revenue. So every month wise, it has to be divided with the total revenue to get the data in percentage. So the total revenue should not change. Only month-wise revenue should change when I copy this formula towards down. So for that reason, we have to lock our total revenue. All right, formula is ready. Hit enter. The formula is leaving the answer in terms of decimals, but technically we have to present our data in terms of percentage. And to convert any format to percentage format, Control Shift 5. You can see 5 numerical keys there, already percentage symbol is there. So Control Shift 5 will be helping me to convert my data into percentage format. And we got it. Now the same when I go for double click on the drag button and when I go for the total of the same, am I getting 100%? Yes. So I am in the right track. So this is how we have added one more column naming called value addition revenue percentage. So please go for it and confirm you able to get that. All right, people, everybody is getting the same. Any doubt, any queries as such?
Could you please repeat this part again?
All right. See, the question is, this data is there in terms of numbers. I want to present in percentage. So percentage, what we can do, we can take the formula equal to Jan month revenue divided with the total revenue. So every month wise, when I copy this formula down, only month data should change, but total revenue cell should not move down. So we have to lock it and hit enter. So data was turning up in terms of our decimals earlier, like this. So we have to convert into percentage since our data we are trying to present in percentage, and to convert any format to percentage format, Control, Shift and 5. So Control, Shift and 5 will be helping me to convert any format to percentage format. And the same when I go and apply for the rest, I could see the result. When I go for total, am I getting 100%? Yes. So I am in the right track. So this is how we can confirm.
Okay, thank you.
So these are the things people, nobody will be demanding, but you have to present inherent by nature, the reporting, whatever you are doing it. Now, one more column we have created revenue percentage. Now, what else we can do to make this data more informative is we can compare the data month and month, like Jan to Feb, what is the status? Is it increasing or decreasing? Feb to March, what is the status? So month and month growth we can provide. So create a new column naming called growth. Create a new column naming called growth. Then what should be the formula for growth calculation? I'll tell you. Stay focused for a minute on my screen. See, first month is January. Do you have anything before January to compare with? Do you have anything before January to compare with? No. So since January is the first month of the year, growth is nothing. Growth cannot be calculated. But when you go to Feb, we have got something to compare with. So what should be the formula for growth calculation for the month of Feb is equal to Feb month, whatever the revenue, minus Jan month revenue. So we have got something to compare. Basic mathematics again. The moment I hit enter, it gives me the status. Like from Jan to Feb, my revenue is in decreasing. So the same when I go and apply for the rest, I got my growth column ready. So please go for that. Make this growth column ready as a value additions to the work. Okay, so all are clear?
My cells are coming in percentage. How should I convert it to decimal?
Could you please share it on the screen? What is that you have? Let me have a look.
Here, I'll just remove this.
Okay.
When I do this minus this, it is coming as 0.
No.
When I do this,
No. Go to Feb month growth. Go to Feb month growth. Equal to not revenue percentage. You have to go for revenue USD. Feb month revenue USD minus. Yes. Now you go and apply the same for the rest. Double click on that drag button. Yeah. All right, so I'm taking the control back on the screen. So we got growth column ready over there. Now the next requirement, what we have is growth column in terms of value. Maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they would like to see the growth, but in terms of percentage. So now the question demands how to present my growth data in terms of percentage. Let's go and create the column first. Growth percentage. Now, please stay focused for a minute on my screen. Like growth for the month of January is nothing because we have nothing to compare before January. Similarly, growth for percentage also nothing. Okay. But when I go to Feb, we have got some growth. Though it is negative or positive, forget about that. But we have got something to compare before Jan is there. So Jan with Feb we have compared and we got the records. Now the same, if I want to present it in terms of percentage, then what should be the formula? Equal to whatever the growth we have identified, that has to be divided by the base month. So what is the meaning by base month? For February growth, what is the base? Which month we have compared with Jan? So we have to go and divide with Jan. The moment we go for dividing the same with the Jan month, now the moment I hit enter, I am getting my answer in terms of decimals. And I told you to convert any format to percentage format, Control, Shift, and 5. Now the moment I go for this and double click on the fill handle, I got the result. So this is how we have made our growth percentage ready. Please do that.
Basically, we do have to have a reference month in this case.
Yeah.
Jan, the reference month.
Yes, because Feb we have compared with Jan. That's why we have to divide by the base month.
Right. Okay.
So revenue percentage is ready, growth in value is ready, growth in percentage is also ready. So there are 3 additional columns we have added to our data, making it more informative. So far is good. Any doubt, any queries from anybody? All right. Now, what else we can do to make it more informative? See, mostly in any data set, though it is your accounts or finance related or sales or marketing related or HR attrition of the people headcounts related data, anything you are dealing with. One more thing, what we have to present is our data in a cumulative fashion. What is the meaning by cumulative fashion? Like If we were talking about January month, so this is what the revenue. When you go to complete Feb month, you should define Jan plus Feb. When you complete the business for the month of March, you should say Jan plus Feb plus March. That is called your cumulative data or accumulation of the data. And in technical terms, in reports, when you are dealing with a corporate report, you should use the proper corporate jargons and naming the same as YTD, year to till date. What is that? Year to till date, YTD. So YTD column we are going to create now. Now YTD, what should be the formula for YTD? Stay focused for a minute, please. Like as I said you, since my January is the first month, whatever the January month revenue is going to be the YTD value for the month of Jan. Whatever January revenue we have made, same thing we are going to represent in the YTD column for the month of Jan. Now, when you come to Feb, over here is equal to Jan month YTD plus Feb month current revenue. Jan month YTD plus Feb month current revenue. This is supposed to be our formula so that the data will come automatically in the cumulative fashion. And can you see now, the moment we go for YTD for the month of Feb, is it the combination or the consolidation of Jan plus Feb? Check it out. 74748. Yes. So we are in the right track. Now the same when I go for double click on the fill handle, when I reach to the month of December, is it matching with my total revenue? Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is how we have added one more column naming called YTD. So please go for it. First, Jan month YTD is nothing but equal to your B5. Then in the next cell is equal to F5 plus B6 is the Feb month revenue. So once it is done, confirm in the December month, whatever the YTD, is it matching with your total revenue column cell? If yes, please drop me a message confirming Y for yes. So Ajit and Sridhar, they have confirmed. How about the others people? These are the very, very essential things, people, since we are not doing, some other people, they are doing the job and they are taking the credit. So as I told you, always try to think out of the box. Whatever the maximum information you can provide, always try to provide the same with any piece of data. So YTD in terms of value, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are not interested seeing the YTD in terms of value. They are interested seeing YTD, but in terms of percentage. So our next requirement is to create a column naming YTD percentage. All right. Now, what would be the formula? So stay focused for a minute, understand the concept. As we discussed, YTD for the month of Jan is nothing but white revenue, whatever month of January, the same we are representing as YTD for the month of Jan. Similarly, YTD percentage for the month of January is nothing but revenue percentage for the January. Can we take that? Like value we have taken for value. Percentage, can we take as percentage? Yes, we can take that. Now, the moment I go to Feb equal to YTD percentage, that is G5 for the month of Jan plus Feb month revenue in terms of percentage, that can be taken. Yes. So again, data comes in a cumulative fashion. 12 plus 11, is it 23 percentage? Yes. Now we can go for double click on the same. And you can see the moment we reach to the month of December, is it matching with my revenue percentage column total? Yes, we are in the right track. So this is how we have added one more column to our data naming called YTD percentage. So any doubt, any queries so far? Whatever the columns we have created as an additional column to make a value addition over there to the data. So now we have understood whenever there is a data, how to add more statistical calculations over there, make it more informative over here. So as I said earlier, this is not confined to your accounts, finance, sales or marketing or HR, anywhere, any department, wherever you are working with this kind of statistical calculations you can align and you can make your data more informative. Now, once we have done with this over here, what we need to do, we need to look into the presentation part a bit because mere having the data again doesn't make any sense. So we need to look into the presentation part, little bit of formatting I'm talking about. Keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, go for Control A. Keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, go for Control A. All right. And then make sure that whenever you are presenting your numbers in a tabular format, it should give you a proper feel of a table. And how to apply a feel of a table? By applying the borders. So how to apply the borders? Going to Home, Borders. We can go for all borders. This is with the help of mouse. We can do it. If you like, go ahead with that. But if you ask me, I would always suggest work with keyboard shortcuts because that is more reliable and time saving. And what is the keyboard shortcut? Alt, H for home, B for border, A for all border. So same thing, you can do it over here by keyboard shortcut called all borders. Okay, so Alt, H, B, A, one by one. You don't need to struggle by pressing all these three together, four together, just one by one. First Alt, then remove the finger, then H, remove the finger, then B, remove the finger, then A. You will be getting all this entire data applied with the borders. This is the first thing we should do by applying the borders. Well, next what you need to do is whenever you are presenting your tabular data, ensure that the first column is always aligned to the left. First column always aligned to the left. And rest of the columns, you should always align to the center. So how to align center? Going to Home. In the alignment group, we have a center option over here. Else, you can go for a simple keyboard shortcut. What is that? Alt, H for home, A for alignment, C for center. So this keyboard shortcuts will be very, very helpful for a formatting purpose. So Alt, H, A, C, right? So you can see now it looks so neat and clean, presentable, and people will love to see that. At any point of time, if you need to carry the same to PowerPoint, you can carry them. Not an issue. You can give a fresh look over there in the slide. I'll take you through. See the beauty. Suppose my data boss has seen and he asked me, Prabhas, get the same into PowerPoint. I'll go to my PowerPoint over here. And PowerPoint, how to present it with no time, no struggle, no hassle. See the beauty. I'll go for simply right click on the same. I'll go for an image. And the moment I go for the image, you will be finding over here a beautiful, neat and clean format. And when I'm presenting the same to the people also, people will love to see because this data is already formatted in Excel. So this is the place where, my friends, mere presentation of numbers is not enough anymore. You have to always think out of the box. You have to give more value additions to the data, and you have to make it a little bit of formatting to make it presentable. All right. So hope this is working for everyone. Any doubt, any queries, whatever we discussed so far, how to make it our data informative.
So for some reason, the Alt HBA did not work for me. I don't know. I think I did something wrong.
No, it will work. Could you please share your screen? Let me have a look. What is the thing that's gone wrong? I can help you.
1 second.
Yeah.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can. Yes. Now, first you select. Okay. Now go for one by one. First you select Control A. Yes. Now hold on. Follow my instruction one by one. First, you press Alt.
Yep.
Then remove the finger. Press H. No, it is not going to work. Go for Escape. Press Escape. Just press Alt first. Remove the leave the mouse. Leave the mouse. There's nothing to do with your mouse or touchpad. Still, you are working.
Okay.
No, go for Escape. As I said, go for Escape. Control A. Leave the mouse. Leave the touchpad. Now only press Alt, then H, then B, then A.
I got it.
Yeah.
The problem is I got a new keyboard that's a UK style, so the Alt is on a
Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, no problem. That's fine. See, no one is intelligent. We learn from our mistakes or we learn from our experience. This is the two things.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. All right, people. So this is how we have understood that how to make our data more informative. So taking the live data, keep practicing about all these formulas, how to populate over there and make it more informative. And trust me, people will love to see that and they will appreciate your work. So here with immediate effect, I'll do one thing. I will drop a image of the calculations. So if you have missed out something later after the training program, you can go and check it out. Where the thing has gone wrong, you can check it out. Okay, people. Now, coming to the next. So earlier we have seen how to make our data informative. Now we are going to see how to make our data presentable. Two things: making it informative, adding more information, making it presentable, adding the more into formatting side. And as I have told you, I no need to say, but that I would like to remind you, nowadays having the data in numbers is not having any charm. People don't like it to see the numbers alone because people are bored seeing your numbers. So what they want is either you do a little bit of bit formatting or you present it differently so that people will love to see. So the first thing is, if I want to make my data presentable, same data we have. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to do that, I guess. Okay, I believe now it is visible. Right. So earlier we have seen how to make our data informative. Now below to that, we have got the similar data. We are going to see how to make our data more presentable. All right. So what we need to do, the first thing is keeping the cursor anywhere in the data set, go for Control A. Control A. Enter data will be selected. Going to your Home tab, there is an option called Format as Table. Going to the Home tab, we have an option Format as Table. After conditional formatting, the group is styles, and option name Format as Table. So when I go for Format as Table, you will be finding it opens up with three broad categories: light, medium, and dark. Always go for light or medium. Do not go for the dark. The reason, in any Excel file, the more the dark colors, again, file size will be more. So take one medium. And when I took one medium, immediately you'll be finding a dialog box appears on the screen. And the moment you click OK, you will be finding a beautiful transformation of your formatting happens. So compared to the previous month, previous step, whatever the data we had the state, if you see now, it is having a tremendous change over there. And somewhat it looks better. Yes, alternate rows are highlighted. Your headers are properly defined with some background fill of colors. Thick borders are applied. Filter buttons are activated. And in the bottom phase of data, also thick border is there. So somewhat looks more meaningful. All right. So this is what we did with minimum of activity of formatting, format as table. Now, I believe everybody is able to do that. Selecting the data, going to home, format as table, light or medium. I don't think any challenge will be there. Now, the moment I have presented my revenue data, suppose my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the incentive data as well. So revenue you have given me, but I want to say incentive as well. So basically my boss wants to compare the data revenue versus incentive. So if that is the need, then how to present it? So what we can do, let us go and create a new column naming called incentive and see the beauty. The moment we go for this with immediate effect, can you see the similar formatting is been carried forward to the next column? Similar formatting is been carried forward to the next column. All right. So this is what the beauty of format as table. So it is saying that you please take care about your data. I'm there to do the formatting and you can save your time. Now coming to the incentive. Suppose say in our organization, we have a uniform policy. Whatever the revenue we generate out of that, 2% we declare as incentive. Suppose if that is the case, then what should be the formula for incentive calculation? Basic mathematics again, equal to B24, that is January month revenue. When I take it, you can see this is showing this square brackets, at the rate symbol, column headers, and all those things. Don't worry, don't be panic for that. This is the default pattern or option of table formatting. So don't be worried for that. Like a normal formula, how do you define a generic formula? Similarly, you can define over here 2%. So equal to B24 multiplied by 2%. And the moment you hit enter, can you see the beauty? It is not only applying to a cell, but also the entire column. So you don't need to go for dragging the data. You don't need to go for Control C, Control V, copy paste of formula. You don't need to go for Control Enter. With a simple click of button, it is happening now. So that's the beauty. Again, your format as table option. And can you imagine how your speed is going to increase because of that? Right, people? What's it? Of course. So revenue was there, incentive we have computed or calculated. Ideally, what should be the next column? Revenue is already there, incentive you have computed. Ideally, what should be the next column? Net revenue. So let us go and create another column naming called net revenue. And the moment I hit enter, my formatting is being again applied. What should be the formula for net revenue calculations? Definitely a basic formula, basic mathematics. What's that? Revenue minus incentive. So B24 minus C24. So is equal to B24 minus C24. Now, the moment I hit enter, immediately you will be finding my net revenue column also being applied with the ready-made formulas. So this is how, for data population purpose, how this format as table is so helpful for us. It is not only doing the formatting for us, it is also making our calculations easier. So this is the beauty of format as table option. So far everybody is good enough. Any doubt, any queries, or any challenge you are facing, you can ask me. Now, once we have done with this, as we know, to complete any tabular data, we must have a total. Here total is missing. Here, total is missing. So how to bring the total? You don't need to create that manually. I'll tell you the beautiful option, how to bring the total over here. Keeping the cursor anywhere in the tabular data, go to your extreme right ribbon tab. It will be coming up like this: design, table design, depends upon the Excel version. If you are in 2016, 2013 and 2019, it will be naming as options, and rest of the options 365 and all, like naming called table design, design will be there, could be the case. So go to this option. There you'll be finding a option called total row, which is not selected. The checkbox is not activated, total row. So this is what you need to activate. What I need to do, keeping the cursor anywhere in the table, anywhere in the table, going to our table design. Okay. So going to our table design, there we have an option called total row. So this checkbox needs to be activated. And once you activate the same with immediate effect, you will be finding your total row will be coming up in the bottom line. Total row will be coming up. So when I go for table design over here and total row, I'm getting the total. So I'm getting the total, no doubt about it. But the thing is, the total is appearing only for net revenue column. What if I want the total in revenue column too? So in that case, keeping the cursor in revenue column total, you will see a immediate drop down is going to create. So click on that drop down and choose from the list of formulas, which formula helps us making the total? It's definitely the sum. So see the beauty? Everything is there. Only thing is we need to customize depending upon the need. So that's what the beauty of your format as table. All right. So I believe everybody is getting the total also ready on the screen. Now, once we have done with this over here, as I told you, whenever you are presenting multiple column or multiple rows or a tabular data, then you should give a proper feel of a table. How? By applying the borders. So to apply the borders, I would request, please keep your cursor in the column header. Any of the column headers, you keep your cursor. Okay. And go for Control A. Go for Control A to select your entire data and apply the border. What is the keyboard shortcut? As we discussed, Alt H B A or Home tab, border, all border. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can go for it, not issue. All right. Now, second thing, as I told you in a table, the first column alone should be aligned to the left. Yes, Ajit? Anybody is facing any trouble with regard to? Okay. Okay, I'll explain that. See, the total things it comes over here, keeping the cursor anywhere in the table. You can see in the extreme right, there is a table design or design options will be there. You have to activate this total row option. You have to activate this total row option. Then only the total will come. And you have to keep your cursor in your revenue column total cell. And you have to choose from the drop down, you have to choose from the drop down as sum. So you'll be getting a total sum of a revenue column. Okay. So Swati, hope you got that on your screen, the total.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now this thing, whatever we discussed, keeping the cursor in header, go for Control A and go for application of border, like home, border, all border, or Alt HBA. Next, as I told you, in any tabular data, the first column should be aligned to the left and rest of the column should be aligned to the center. So how to make it center? Alt HAC or home tab, alignment or central alignment. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can do that. All right. Now, once we have done with this, here, one more step you have to always do when you go for the tabular format. I'll tell you what is the challenge over here. See, though we have made all these arrangements, sometimes what happens, the data headers will not be properly visible. All the characters are not visible. Like you see the net revenue column, net revenue is not properly visible. So this is what mostly it happens with us. You would have also seen the problem, like when you copy paste your data from one Excel to other, one Wattpad to other, or one PDF file to other, then when you paste it, it comes with the hash symbols in the columns. And what we do, we take the help of mouse, we keep on clicking in the column headers and we expand those columns. So that is really unwanted and annoying. So the best option, what I suggest is, whenever you go for over here copying and pasting the data, then go to home tab, format, make it as auto fit of column width. What you need to do, the column width has to be adjusted depending upon the number of characters available in the cell, and that is called, technical terms, auto fit of column width. And how to do that? Going to home, format, and over here auto fit of column width. You have to choose. This is with the help of mouse. Now suppose say you do not want to work with mouse, you want to go for keyboard shortcuts. I'll tell you, go for Alt O C A. So what does it mean? I'll tell you. When you go for Alt over here, Alt O, nothing but format, O for format, C for column, A for auto fit. So auto fit of column width. Okay. So this is how you can work around with all this data, and with no time, with keyboard shortcuts, you will be able to data properly. Then once it is done, next thing, as I have been telling you, that when you have a date, you should present in date format. When you have a time, you should present in time format. When you have the percentage data, you should present in percentage format. Similarly, when you have the numbers, so select all the numbers has to be presented in proper number formatting. So what do you mean by proper number formatting? Like, if you are presenting your data in numbers, the number should have the decimals, post decimal maximum 2 characters, and before decimal, if you have the data should contain some kind of 1,000 separators or a comma symbol. So that is what the ideal practice to present your numbers effectively. And to present the same, what to do? You have to go for a simple thing. Control, Shift, and 1. What is that? Control, Shift, and 1. As I told you, Control, Shift 3 for date, Control, Shift 5 for percentage, Control, Shift 1 for converting any format to number format. And when I go for this Control, Shift 1, you can see the data is now converted and it becomes uniform format. Post decimal characters, if you do not want, go for Home tab, decrease decimal. So this is the button called decrease decimal. This is the button we have called decrease decimal. So that I can give tap twice. All right, people. So we can go for tap twice, and you got your things ready. So this is how we have understood how to make our data informative, how to make our data presentable. So any doubt, any queries in this, anybody? Hope this is working, people. Any doubt, any queries? Or if you have done, please confirm that it is Y for yes in the chat box. All right. So this is it from our day one side. Let us have a quick recap what we did discussed over here today. Started with our business maths, how to use sum product, how to use small and large formula, how to use the combining the formula like sum small with row function, large with row function, and slightly taking the logic of customizing the data using the basic formulas of our mathematics. Then we have used M round, multiple round formula to round off our data logically. Then we have used some logical formula like if, and the same we replaced with max formula. Then we have gone for our numbers challenge to discuss some date related functions, network days international, e-date, text, year, then EO month, that is end of month. There's some timestamp related calculations. Then we have seen the various rules or the statistical calculations to make our data more informative and make a value addition to the work. Then we have seen by using format as table option, how to make our data presentable, and what is the beauty of doing the same, and what are the other advantages of format as table that also we have witnessed. So this is what from our day one side. So any doubt, any queries for the day?